We have spent all morning kind of just talking theory and stuff. I think it's been fun, and hopefully I didn't lose anybody super bad, but I wanted to kind of give you some of these pieces, okay? So, Madeline, what other questions do you have? We haven't touched on deposits. We haven't touched on user-maintained balance sheet items. We haven't touched on payables and receivables. Those are all automated. Guess what? This is part of our balance sheet. We haven't even touched a single thing in balance sheet. Just before we go to lunch, why don't we do this? Balance sheet. Why don't you go pull it for today's date? Here's what I currently have. In my bank, I'm negative 50. Okay? I have 0 petty cash on hand because I didn't set it in my location, and it can be specific to which location is which. Inventories. I currently have 1,433 different little items, totaling a total cost of $36,000 in my inventory right now. Okay? What is in my accounts receivable? Oh, okay. Like I have multiple different invoice payments not yet deposited. Okay, I have $32,000 worth of stuff that has never hit my deposit yet, but it's currently saying, "Hey, cool, you're just in that pool. You haven't been advanced yet." Okay, it's just sitting in that pool. It'll sit there forever and ever and ever until I tell it to move forward. It's literally linear with permissions. Remember that little bottle flowing down the river that was going past the checkpoints? Okay, so we created invoices. We created payments. What it did is it said, cool, I got the invoice portion, push it off to the next spot where it's like, have you been deposited yet? No, not yet. So literally there's tons and tons of stuff sitting in here, and we can clear it out in bulk. Say we had to, like, you know what, wow, you ran $1 million through here, and we're just now ready to get to your financials. Watch this, I'll clear that all out. Here we go. Like, we can help you out, no problem. No problem at all. Look at this, invoicing missing payments. So currently, I only have $750 that is in my accounts receivable invoice missing payments. Let's see who it is. Adilas for $500, and oh, so watch this. Here's a payment made. Instead of $500, it's a total of $750. Okay, and if I wanted to go into these individual companies, I can actually see it's just one invoice that's currently missing its payments. But you could have tons. Yesterday we were paying off a whole bunch. There would have been more, right. But like. You want to see me, I wanted to say, you want to see me add to that, but like you basically can. You would just create an invoice.
Create an invoice.
And then short pay it, and all of a sudden it shows up in your receivables. Because it virtually is objects and data over time. Okay? Here's my P&L. Currently I'm at 7,000. The same P&L that we were just looking at, just pulled on the fly. If I clear the lookup, I'm looking for 7,7. Okay, watch this. Click, 7,7. Here's my rough sketch of what that's from. Okay? Here's my math. Here's the shortened version of 7,7. Okay? Like, virtually, like, we're pulling accounting and all this different kind of stuff, and it's kind of saying, hey, here's where we're at. You're currently out of balance by $8,000. Okay? Why don't we click on this little thing that shows me the history that happened today? It'll actually open up a new window that says, okay, cool, we're going to do a different report. Let's see if we can find where your potential problem was. Okay? Oh, what is this? Why is this so different than this? Well, let's go check it out. Oh, no bank assigned, and from Zion's. That should have been from Zion's. Okay, no problem. Edit, boom, boom. Like, this is how you find your pieces. Okay, like this is how we do accounting. It's totally different. We say run your operations, and I'll follow you. That's how we do accounting. And then the checks and balances, you can't trick it. Okay, if you're like, watch this, I'm going to throw this to a different date. Well, guess what? It's now associated with that date and time. And if you moved it forward or backwards or whatever, if you're trying to trick something, every single time you change that date, I'm gonna hold your hand and catch that history. Like there's a number of different ways that we do accounting. So instead of saying, oh, what about the perfect checks and balances, this and this, I'm saying that you can run it over time and use technology to help you do things you couldn't do in the 15th century. Okay, back in the Columbus days when the Earth was still flat. And now we have the internet. No, I'm just kidding. But it literally changes the whole theory of what goes on. And you're in a browser, you just hit back. What do we got? So this is the history homepage, and I can find anything that had happened. It says close this window when you're done. So watch this right here. We were on this. This is like a trial balance sheet. If you actually wanted to create a real one that looked like a balance sheet, you would click here and go through it. Okay, it's just another thing. This is kind of like just your trial balance sheet. We don't currently have any user-maintained items. These are system-generated and system-maintained items. And then you have your user-maintained items that you can add as well. This is my bank loan that I have out for so-and-so, and I'm making payments on it. And this, your fixed assets, even your distributed wealth between your equity and your this and that. Like some of those pieces, there's not a spot to stick it, so you do a user maintained balance sheet item. You say, you're going to be called equity, and I want to call you this, and here's what your value is. It just a standard value? Is it a value minus subs, or is it a value plus or minus subs? And then that's where you're playing with some of the bumping up and down, and then you're tying it back out to different pieces of the puzzle. Like, what's your flexibility? What's your question? You get me a scenario, and I will show you how you do it. That's how we do accounting. Like, instead of it being a standard, you have to start at chart of accounts. You have to start here. We say, we'll virtually map back to whatever you have. Why don't you, let's start playing. And we'll virtually map to it. And if you don't like it, add a document, record it, scan it, document that thing, put some notes, put flex grid so if I land on one, I automatically jump off to my offsetting piece. Certain pieces don't need the full offsetting thing, okay? Because you can map to it, but other pieces do. If I do an expense and a check goes out, but I really wanted to pay off a balance sheet item, the system isn't smart enough to know to actually put that other entry in, if that makes sense, okay? So what you would do there is you would say, cool, I got the expense side, now I need to get the other side, and I'm gonna hit this other balance sheet item so that that's my checks and balance. But you don't even have to play at that level unless you're an accountant playing at the balance sheet level. Run your business. We'll automate your P&L all the way across the board. Just do your normal business, okay? And guess what? I'm also automating all your banks, your inventories, your receivables, and your payables. Like those are huge pieces of accounting, and we're going to automate all of those pieces. You go beyond that, and you're starting to get into loans and fixed assets and all that kind of stuff. We'll let you play in this other little playground because that sounds kind of special. Okay, that's how we play. Okay? That's how we play. But the cool thing is you can go into any of this. Say you wanted to see your parts. 36,000, prove it. Okay, here we go. Okay, this one says I've got 18 things under this is unique items for a total quantity of 678. I've got a bunch of stuff here. If I wanted to click on any of this, it's literally, here's your computers that you entered right here. Okay, I have not sold those out. Quantity one. Here's my cost. Here's your
Shannon, I thought you were in 5 ago.
What was that? Oh, yes. I
That's
need
okay.
one.
We're all over the place.
You got a bowl and look in your piggy bank.
I know. I found 12 cents.
Do you guys have any other? We will talk about a bunch of other pieces, but Madeline, this is not your traditional accounting system, okay? And it wasn't even developed to be that.
Okay, but it doesn't bother me at all.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
It doesn't bother me at all because now that I understand that it's not, I mean, people set up their accounting before they start their processes. Now that I realize, I mean, I couldn't figure out how this was going to work. And I kept thinking, why is he showing us that bottom side first? But now operations, everybody's operating. You know, if you're starting a startup company, you could do your items and get your account set up, but nobody lives that way.
So-
Nobody ever starts that way.
So where's their pain? You got a new business. Where's their pain? I got 5 customers in front of me right now. Oh my goodness, I got to get this thing sold. Well, guess what we did for Adilas training? We didn't even put inventory in. We're like, you know what? Start a cart, use part number other, pound it out the door, okay? I could set you up tomorrow and you could be running. And then as you get ready and you're ready, cool, you know what? Let's put some other inventory in here. Now instead of using other, I'm going to start, that's a bad habit. Let's start using actual items, okay? Now we're pulling in cost of goods, we're doing inventory, we're starting to get payables. Like you're starting to feed that system. But I can start somebody off literally if all they wanted was just like, oh my goodness, I just need a system, okay? Boom, simple training, you're going to do an invoice just like this. Don't even worry about customers right now. Oh, what about so-and-so? We give them on account. No problem. Here's 5 minutes on customers. You're going to add a customer. When you do it, you just put 0 on account out the door, and all of a sudden you're tracking what's going on. We didn't even talk about deposits. We didn't talk about any of these type of things, like how you do it, but you can get them running very, very quickly. Very quickly, okay? It's huge. It is a huge, you are in the jungle, but once you know how to, like, it's fun.
And when
it's
I
fun.
realized that, you know, you draw a line in the sand, there's a day when you align.
There is. Mm-hmm.
But until then, all you're doing is putting the pieces in. I mean, a lot of times as you switch software, you switch systems, it's really an all or nothing. I mean, there's this date when all of a sudden we go to Gemzabar and it's going to be a crazy mess, you know?
Well, see, what you would do in Adilas is you're like, okay, where's your problems? Bookstore, cafeteria, maybe even in registration. We need to start tracking some people.
And I'm going to make locations under the MH5
Mhm.
that can be my classroom and checking account, so that I can start literally playing with all these elements, knowing everything can be built
It can be, we
once you
live,
start to play.
you start to play, that's what you do, and it's all retroactive. Say I started here, and all of a sudden I have tons of time, and I'm like, you know what, I've got some time. What if I actually go back and enter past data? I've got a month worth of data. Or I'm going to hire somebody at 10 bucks an hour, 20 bucks an hour, or whatever, and they're going to go through this stack that's this big. I'm running. I'm already going forward, and they're entering stuff in the backwards. And guess what? I don't even know it because they're in the back entering it. I can check if I want. What did they do today? Because all of a sudden that's historical versus effectual, but they're affecting, like you don't have a limit there. And so that's what makes it interesting. I've been to setups on companies where literally thousands and thousands of items. We have 2 or 3 people that are setting them up. They're still selling stuff out the front door, and a small little team is just going from cluster to make sure that they have the different items in. And we get in there early if we needed to kind of dominate a little bit, and then we go to a mobile laptop. So we're taking up this much room, and somebody's counting. Somebody's got a barcode scanner, and somebody's got the little thing there. We're literally saying, okay, we have this piece. Like it's all entered into the system. Where are we at? We're at 7 of those. Okay, I got 7. You know, like. This is how this little mobile workstation. Meanwhile, everybody's just right in the store, just browsing, shopping, and doing whatever they want. It breaks some traditional rules. We've had some people that have been like, because it totally. The only traditional rule we follow is it's business, and you probably want to make some money. You probably want to track your stuff. Okay. And eventually, you got to have some sort of accountability. Okay. Like. Other than that, the reason is because we didn't even start on the accounting level. We started on the operation level, and then we slowly added a piece once we saw where it went. And if you want a good history document, one thing that would kind of help to end this right here, so watch this. If you go to the main Adilas.biz homepage, okay? So just go to the normal Adilas.biz homepage, and once you get it there, if you scroll down, there's a bunch of information that kind of talked about the process of what's going on. What makes us different? Okay, if you click on this, it kind of comes down and says, hey, we run things differently. Here's our map. Here's cart and horse. We've been just barely talking about that, okay? It comes down here and says, we do this and this and this and this. Oh, by the way, here's some background on some double entry accounting. We actually run it this way at water, snow, and ice. And we start doing this one-to-many relationships, and we track it in business. And oh, by the way, we also can track it at multiple levels. You want to be way up like a helicopter, you want to be on the street level, watching these things go past, you want to be inside the car, or you want to actually play it back in time. Okay. You do that, and there's a little document here. Hey, if you really like to read, here's a 6-page document that says, where did we come from? Okay. And it'll kind of talk about the whole history of like, how we broke a model and we needed to fix it, and how we broke the next model and we needed to fix it. Just like head, you can break a head pretty easy. You can break paper and pencil. You can break spreadsheet and databases and software. We kept breaking models, break, and so it kept expanding. That's how we did it. We didn't just jump right to trying to do world building. It started tracking inventory. I got to track these documents. That's where it started. Awesome. Let's go ahead and do lunch. Are you guys okay with that? I know I said that like 20 minutes ago. But.
Where did you get to that page again?
Okay, watch this.
Then you could show one more.
I'm on just all data is live and searchable.biz. Go to the main Adilas homepage. Once you're there, I just clicked on what makes us different. Okay.
Okay, that link. Great.
Yep. What makes us different? Which is basically it goes on the same page. It's actually just scrolling past all of these flyers, a couple YouTube videos, a couple this, couple this, couple this, and it goes right here. What makes us different? Anyway, there's a bunch of information already out on the main homepage, but some people just don't even really realize what is there. So we don't even realize what is there.
That's true.
Okay, let's go ahead and do lunch. Are you guys okay with that?
Mhm.